Alright, you've seen problems like this twice before, once in skill number 20 when we graphed situations like this to find out where the lines cross each other to figure out what is a solution for both of them, an x and a y value that will solve both of them. You saw this also recently in skill number 43 where we used substitution. Alright, we would isolate, so for this one you probably subtract 3x from both sides to get a y value. Substitute negative 50 plus or negative 50 minus 3x in for y. Okay, those strategies will work. All right, still with something like this, elimination is just another strategy. So I'm going to break this into two pieces. So this is part A, and you're not going to need to worry about this first piece until you get to part B. So the first piece is create a pair of twins. Okay, this is what I mean by twins. 3x and 3x. Those are twins. All right, they match each other perfectly. I'm going to have, for this first part, a pair of twins already created for you. Then the second step will be add or subtract to eliminate the twins. All right, the way that looks is like this. If I want to get rid of a 3x, and I've got a 3x in both of these, I can subtract the entire bottom equation from the entire top equation. So we will have 3x minus 3x is 0. Negative 5x minus 1y is negative 6y's. Equal sign. Just bring it down. 28 minus negative 50 is the same as 28 plus 50, which is going to give me 78. Okay? Negative 6y's equals 78. And then from there, you already know how to solve for y. So divide both sides by negative 6, and you'll get y equals negative 13. Right? Now, are you done? No. Same as before. We want to find an x and a y value. Okay? So, two more steps. Now that I know what y is, I'm going to substitute the value for y into one of these two equations. It does not matter which equation. I'm going to choose the top equation. So we have, rewriting the top equation, we have 3x minus 5 times y equals 28. So 3x minus 5 times y equals 28. That's what I wrote in blue. Instead of writing y, I'm going to write what y equals. All right, so you've done this before, this substitution step. It's the same as the ending of skill number 43. A little bit more work that you might have to do with this one. Negative 5 times negative 13 is 65, so we got 3x plus 65 equals 28. Subtract 65 from both sides. 3x's equals negative 37. And then divide by 3 on both sides. X equals negative 12.3 repeating. Okay? So we got two answers. Y is 13. X is close to negative 12. Again, if you want to check, am I correct, before you move on to the next situation, you could grab a calculator, use your original equation, so 3x's 3 times negative 12.3 repeating minus 5y's minus 5 times negative 13. Enter. Okay? And because I'm rounding a little bit, we're going to have a little bit of a rounding error, but you can see there, 28 is the result I got from the top equation. I also have to make sure that my numbers work with the bottom equation. 3 times x, which is negative 12.3, plus y, which is negative 13. Enter. And we get, again, a little bit of a rounding error. Negative 49.99999, which is essentially negative 50. Okay, so that I know that I'm correct. All right, so this is another topic where you never have to turn in a wrong answer. You will always know something's wrong. You check your work. All right, so once again, strategy. Create twins, or in this case, find the twins. What are the twins? 2v. All right, we got one positive and one negative, 2v, but they are twins. Add or subtract to eliminate. This time, because they're opposites, I'm going to want to add to eliminate. Negative 2v's plus 2v's is 0. So they would be eliminated. Okay? 1a plus 3a's is 4a's, and that is equal to 32 plus 56, 88. All right, so once again, all I'm doing is adding the top equation to the bottom equation, and the reason I'm adding is because I have a negative 2v, a positive 2v, which will, when added together, equals 0, so I can get rid of my v terms. From there, you already know what to do. Divide both sides by 4. We got a equals 22. That's half of my answer. I could choose either one of these two equations. I'm going to choose the top one. So a minus 2v equals 32. Instead of writing a, I will write what I now know a equals. It's 22. 22 minus 2v is 32. Use my opposite operations. Subtract both sides. Subtract 22 from both sides. We'll have negative 2v's equals 10. Divide both sides by 2v, or divide both sides by negative 2. And we will have v is negative 5. Okay? This is my answer. A is 22, b is negative 5. Again, checking that that works. 22 plus 10, 32. All right, we just used the top equation to create that one, so we know it works in the top equation. Bottom equation, 3 times 22 is 66. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. 66 minus 10 is 56. Those are the answers that solve both equations. When you're looking for two pieces of information in a word problem, most likely it's going to be a system of equation. Situation. Sion sold 8 glyphs and 2 logos for $100 on Tuesday. On Wednesday, he sold 12 glyphs and 2 logos for $144. Write a system of equations to match the situation. Then solve the system to determine the price Sion charges for each glyph and for each logo. Before I even start that, let's talk some reasoning. What costs more, glyphs or logos? Why? So let's go. We're looking for the price of a glyph. So we're going to call that G. And we're looking for the price of a logo. We're going to call that L. All right, this first sentence then is telling me 8 times the price of a glyph, so 8 G's, plus 2 times the price of a logo, 2 L's, yields $100. That's the first sentence. Second sentence, we've got 12 times the price of a glyph, so 12 G's, plus 2 times the price of a logo, gives me $144. All right, so that's 2 equations to represent that situation. Then, see if you can solve that from there. Hit pause, see if you can solve the system of equations. Then check against what I do. So we got, here's our twins, 2L, 2L. To get rid of them, I'm going to need to subtract. So we got 8G's minus 12G's is negative 4G's. 2L's minus 2L's eliminated. 100 minus 44 is negative 44. Divide both sides by negative 4, and we find out one glyph costs $11. All right, now that we know a glyph costs $11, 8 glyphs must cost $88. All right, that's 8 times 11 plus 2 times the price of a logo is 100. Subtract 88 from both sides. We're going to know 2 logos cost me $12. Divide both sides by 2, and we know a logo costs $6. Double checking that that works. We used the top equation to create it, so we know that's going to work. 88 plus 12 is 100. Bottom equation, 8 times 12, 96, plus, my fault, 11 times 12, 132, plus 2 times 6, 12, 132 plus 12, 144. Okay? So, he charges $6 for a logo, $11 for a glyph. All right, this one's a little weirder because the second equation is not in standard form. One thing that you could do is rearrange things to get it in standard form. Add 12 to both sides, subtract 2 u's from both sides, get it into standard form. The other thing you could do was just deal with it as is. You're just going to have to be aware. Here's my twins, negative 3j's plus 3j's will cancel each other out. So I'm going to add. Negative 3j's plus 3j's is 0. 4u plus negative 12 cannot be combined. So I will just have 4u's minus 12 on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, 6 plus 2u's also cannot be combined. So I'll just have 6 plus 2u's. Okay? And then you're going to have to deal with this like you would deal with skill number 34, solving equations with variables on both sides. Right? Subtract 2u from both sides. We'll have 2u's minus 12 equals 6. Add 12 to both sides. We'll have 2u's equals 18. Divide both sides by 2. We'll have u equals 9. It's half my answer. Take this, put it back into either one of the two. I'm going to put it into the second one now. So we got 3j's minus 12 equals 2 times u. I'm going to do that right there, 18. Add 12 to both sides. 3j's equals 30. Divide by 3. Both sides, j equals 10. Double check my answers. 30 minus 12 equals 18. All good. Top one, negative 30 plus 36 equals 6. All good. Last one on part A for you to try. Hit pause. If you haven't gotten any of them, haven't tried any of them yet, hit pause, try this one, and then check your answer against mine.